welcome to another fantastic episode of Sega Sonic Radio. I am your host, as always, GX, aka Chris, aka the Spin Dash. And it's time for a musics. We're making some musics happen tonight, much as we do almost every night. And this week's theme is for the birds. I went out and picked a bunch of birdish and birdly Sonic tracks. And a bunch of Sega tracks, including digging up some interesting licensed Sega games for our playlist tonight. I'm also going to... Hey, y'all! You're very enthusiastic. I love that we have such an enthusiastic audience. We have such an enthusiastic audience. I have, like, 11 or 12 Spinbox entries tonight. And since you guys tend to theme yours, I usually don't hold them from week to week, so we're gonna get through them. So I am changing the way I'm handling spin boxes. You know, you've normally seen me like, hey, I read the spin box and then I do the request associated with them. That's not happening now. I have sort of arranged spin boxes in groups, and basically, hey, I'll do a couple spin boxes at a time on the segments that I'm not doing another established show segment. So, couple spin boxes, music, show segment, music, couple spin boxes, music, etc. So you get the idea. You get the idea. It's a basic structure. And it might not necessarily line up with your request, but I think we'll be okay with that. I think we'll be okay with that. It'll be all right. We'll survive somehow. In fact, we're gonna start off with one from Glimmer, who asks, if you and the crew were ever given a chance to do Sega Sonic Radio in a nightclub or a local event playing tunes, would you take it? And how much effort will you put into it? The funniest part being, there's no crew. I am the crew. I am the entire crew of the show. And how much effort would I put? I would probably put the entire effort. What a local event would, like, want to play this shit? Like, I'm trying to think of, like, yeah, we got a local farm show. We got a local farm show that wants, like, hey, we want your Sonic and Sega music. Go play us some Sonic and Sega music. I'd probably say yes. I have no, you wouldn't, Knuckles. No, you wouldn't, Knuckles. You wouldn't help. You're not anywhere close to me to help. I don't know. Hey, if you run a convention, run or represent a convention in the Western Pennsylvania or Eastern Ohio area, and for some reason you want a weirdo who plays Sonic music and Sega music and etc. and does other nonsense, I don't know, get in contact. I can't promise it'll be good, but I promise that I don't know what I could promise. And I can't promise it'll be good, but I can promise nothing else other than that. No, Froggy, I have said where I am broadly located before. It doesn't tell you anything that I live in Western Pennsylvania. It's fine. Let's go ahead and do one more real quick. Ratchet25 Tex asks, what is your favorite issue from any Archie/IDW Sonic comic? Oh boy. I don't think I have a very clear and easy answer to that. I did like some of the late Archie, Archie stuff, where they were getting into, like, I'm trying to think of how to put this. My problem is, I feel like I am unique in that I significantly enjoyed Worlds Unite. And part of that is because Worlds Unite was stupid. It was very stupid. How stupid was it? Styx was a significant recurring character that might have ultimately been the turning point for the plot in that. That's how stupid it was. And I kind of love that about it. If you want a sincere answer, though, I don't know. I could say the most basic, obvious answer and said, you know, Scrapnik Island was really good. Because you know what, though? Scrapnik Island was very good. I'm gonna be boring and just say Scrapnik Island. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, Knuckles, it has all the hallmarks of bad crossovers, but it had the bad hallmarks of crossovers with very stupid characters. Alex Kidd was there, and they were fighting with rock, paper, scissors. It's like, you know what, if you're gonna be stupid, just be stupid. We got some requests coming at you. One of them from MFA, and the other one from Rowan XD. So take a listen, and I will see you guys on the other side. Hey, welcome back. That was White Cave, Crossworlds remix or something from Sonic Racing Crossworlds, followed up by Try Again from Sonic the Fighters. White Cave was requested by MFA. Try Again was requested by Rowan XD. And wrapping it up with Bridge Island Zone, Fruits from Sonic Superstars. Let's go ahead and jump right back into the Spinbox with a couple more. We got 3 this time. Frogyak DX asks, favorite Sonic game featuring the Flickies or the Babylon Rogues? Can I just say Sonic Mania? Can I be the ultimate heel and just say Sonic Mania? It's Sonic Mania, why not? Why not is it Sonic Mania? If it prominently features them. I like Sonic 3D Blast. I don't love Sonic 3D Blast. I kind of soften on it over the years, so I guess the problem is there's not a lot of games where Flicky is prominent. I like the arcade game Flicky and the Genesis game Flicky. I suppose those would probably count as a game featuring the Flickies, although I don't know if you would consider them a Sonic game featuring the Flickies. Favorite game featuring the Babylon Rogues? There's really only one answer to that, and it is Sonic Racing Crossworlds. And that's probably going to play into future answers. Claire the Cat says, should Sonic & Company ever return to Flicky's Island from 3D Blast or any media, or do we leave it in the past? I guess I have to live up to one of my Spinbox answers last week and just say, why don't we just remake 3D Blast in full 3D and just have it actually be real 3D Blast? I don't think it's actually a good idea. I think it'd be amusing. If you would want to base levels on it in the way that they kind of remake level themes in modern games following on from Generations, like, I think there's room to do that. Like a good cool looking Panic Puppet world in a future game would be neat. Having some of the weird enemies from 3D Blast. I like me some of the weird enemies in 3D Blast. 3D Blast is a good game for, like, you want to see some weird little dudes. 'Cause it's got some weird little dudes. Pretty good. Pretty good dude game there. It wouldn't hurt. I don't think they probably should, but it probably wouldn't hurt. Keanu the Hedgehog asks on a very similar note, I know it's a rather obvious question, but will we ever get to see Flickies again in either future 2D or 3D Sonic games? I mean, they were just here in Sonic Superstars. Like, you get to see the big Flicky. You get to see big Flicky. And then they're still around in a lot of other Sonic games. Like, hey, they played prominent role in, like, the new stuff, the new animation sequences in Sonic Origins. You've got the way that they are sort of collectibles in, at least some of the mobile games. I know Sonic Dash, you're collecting them. I know Sonic Lost World, which is not a mobile game, requires you to collect a bunch of animals and save them. Let me play as a Flicky in... Jeez, how would I finish this sentence? Let me play as a Flicky in Sonic Forces Speed Battle. Let's pretend for a second I'm still playing Speed Battle. Let me play as Flicky. Tiny Bird. I want to see what they come up with for his attacks. For his various items. Do it. Anyhow, thank you for the mail. I got 2 more requests in the upcoming segment. Hey, just as a heads up, I crammed more music into this episode because a lot of these songs are rather short. So there's going to be more songs, but they're mostly going to be shorter songs. So cool. Dodo says you can just make a flicky in OG Forces. You know you can't. That is an anthropomorphic bird. That is not a flicky. Come on. Come on. Don't you lie to me. Anyhow, we've got a request coming up from the Karma Collector and another one from Dodo, who is being an ass in chat. Enjoy! And I'll catch you guys on the other side. Hey, welcome back. Those were some songs. What kinds of songs were they? I don't know. We have this song. No, I'm not playing that song. No. But I do have it. I have it at the ready. Do not deny for a second that I don't. Yeah, that was Catch Me If You Can, as requested by the Karma Collector from Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, followed up by Across the Border from Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Cross Generation of Heroes, requested by Dodo. Followed up by Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century, a specific level in Daffy Duck in Hollywood, which is a real, for reals, Sega-published Genesis game, though technically Master System because it was not released in the US. Wrapping it up with the Robo-Bird himself, Zero the Chase Master, from Sonic Adventure. Sorry, Knuckles, no Quackshot tonight, but we've got some good, Quackshot adjacent stuff. Maybe coming up soon, even. But first now we have a quiz for you. It's time for the Quizzone. Every week we give you a little bit of trivia to, chew on. See if you can get. You are always welcome to guess in chat if you want. If you don't want to guess in chat, you certainly don't have to. You can always hide chat, and we'll let you know the answer after a brief bit of music. In your Quizzone tonight, your question is, in Sonic Forces, all Avatar species offer a passive benefit, except Bird. What is Bird's special ability? Go ahead and guess if you'd like, and we'll let you know the answer after Moonlight Battlefield from Sonic Forces.
see. Moonlight all around, shadows on the ground. Will there ever be an end? Forever running from this lunacy. Moonlight coming down, beaming through the clouds. Will I never see the end? Forever searching for my destiny.
Hey, welcome back. That was Moonlight Battlefield from Sonic Forces. Once again, your Quizone is, in Sonic Forces, all avatar species offer a passive benefit, except Bird. What is Bird's special ability? And as many of you immediately guessed correctly, Bird can double jump. Bird's ability is it can double jump. It's not quite flight, which I don't, like, it's kind of funny to think about, like, insects can fly in the world of Sonic. Bats can fly. Can birds fly in Sonic? I don't remember seeing birds fly. Do they fly? I don't know. Anyhow, it's not flight, but, you know, it makes sense for their species. It's an aerial boost. And yeah. And enjoy the little image right here. Flicky, Speedy can, yeah, that's true. Speedy can fly. Can they fly outside of classic? Can they fly outside of the classic Sonic stuff? Anyhow, we've got another Quizone coming at you later in the show. We've got double Quizones, and let's go ahead and say goodbye to Dr. Feather's PhD. He served his purpose in this episode. We've got some requests coming up. We've got one from Clara the Cat, and we've got one from Keanu the Hedgehog. Keanu the Hedgehog has a little bit of a shout-out to his little little brother's birthday. So, happy birthday to the brother of Keanu the Hedgehog. Anyhow, here's some Sonic Generations, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Hey, welcome back. That was Mission 5 from Sonic Generations, as requested by Clara the Cat, followed up by Savannah and Valley from Deep Duck Trouble, starring Donald Duck, an 8-bit Donald Duck game, which is very, it is Quackshot adjacent. There were 2 Donald Duck games on the Sega 8-bit systems that I guess would be the bookends to Quackshot. And that was followed up by Believe in Myself from Sonic Adventure 2, requested by Keanu the Hedgehog. Wrapping it up with Maelstrom, or Mistralton City Gym. There's too many consonants in that. Remove 4, please. From Pokemon Black White version 2. Yes, I like Pokemon music. I like Pokemon games. I do all of the above. But what else I do is I read your mail over in the Spinbox. Karma Collector asks, following the reintroduction of the Babylon Rogues in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, how interested would you be if Sega announced a new Riders game? Oh, Karma Collector. Someone hasn't followed the trend of how vocally I feel about the Riders games. How would I feel? I would feel incredibly apathetic. There is, in my mind, there is one good Sonic Riders game, and it's called Sonic Riders, or Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Like, that's just my attitude towards it. Riders games and I don't agree. Escape, I promise you that's not the case. The problem is that most of those people who are larger haters than me probably aren't Sonic fans in general. Generally speaking, the only people I've encountered that like Sonic Riders to a significant degree are specifically Sonic fans, so I don't know what to make of that. I do not like the way anything in that game handles. It's playable fine, but I don't find them fun. Like, the Gravity one is a little bit more playable, but I don't love some of the mechanics. I don't love the fuel mechanics, which isn't to say, like, you can't make a game with a good fuel mechanic like that. Like, I love F-Zero GX. Don't get me started on F-Zero GX, because it's what my username came from. I have feelings about F-Zero GX. But, Sonic Riders, it just has a lot of rough edges that I do not enjoy from it. But like I said, there is one good Sonic Riders game, and it's called Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. We have the best Sonic Riders game already. And it's an extremely good game. So, thank you, Karma Collector. MFA asks, on a similar note, do you think the mainline Sonic games will ever have the origin of the Babylonians? I'd like to fully explore the Babylon Rogues and their ancestors. Probably not a main Sonic game thing. Like, the Babylon Rogues just aren't, like, they're not main Sonic game tier characters. They're your weirdo Team Rockets that you can tell bizarre side stories from. So, like, side game, maybe, but I would say you're more likely to see something like that in the comics, or like weird, like some of their like interesting animation projects, or I don't know, poking at it in a Tails tube or something like that. But yeah, probably not a main game. I don't think you're going to get that specific lore in a main game. I just don't think that they're interested in telling that story in a main game. But, like, comics, you could do whatever you... Well, you can't do whatever you want in the comics, but you could probably tell a story like that in the comics. So, thank you much for the question. People, I have sparked debate in chat in regard to Sonic Riders. And I have played the controller mod for Sonic Free Riders, and I still do not think it's a good game. It is a more playable game, but it is not a good game. There like, the biggest frustration being there are entire characters whose control scheme is based entirely around leaning in the opposite direction, which means for them, controlling in that game is entirely reversed. So, oh, that... one of these days, I will play the Kinect game on stream. And I will die on that stream. So, if you want to see a human being die on stream, I don't know, maybe someday I'll play Sonic Free Riders. Thank you for the email. We got some requests coming at you. We've got one from Escape to the City, which, shout out to Escape to the City for celebrating their 7th year anniversary with their partner. Congratulations, and here's hoping for many more. We also got a request in from Knuckles87 on staff here. So enjoy, and here's some Sonic 2. Oh, right, and, SSJ Terrors. Hey, and welcome back. That was Sky Chase Zone, requested by both Escape to the City and SSJ22 Terrace from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, followed up by Doody Die, or Doody Da, DU-DI-DA, exclamation point, from Ristar, requested by Knuckles87. Followed up by AV Reaction from Cuphead. Finally, Storm Eagle Stage from Mega Man X. Hope you enjoyed. And it's about time to head in the loop. In the loop, I asked you, are you a Dawn the Rooster or a Night the Owl? In fact, Froggy here in chat was a little bit confused about what we mean by that. So let me clarify a little bit. There's two characters over in the IDW series, recurring characters who run a radio show and are considered a romantic couple. So, of course, happy Pride Month to everyone. Dawn the Rooster is the morning DJ who, is kind of cranky. Kind of a cranky morning person. Night the Owl, the easygoing night host. So, let's see what you guys are. Glimmer says, I'm a mix of both rooster and owl. Yes, a rowl. I think I caught one of those in Pokemon. Escape says, Night the Owl for sure, especially when traveling. If I'm not on a train or a plane, I can guarantee you I won't be sleeping much, if at all. That 20-hour trip to Atlanta by train is going to absolutely wreck me. Congratulations on your little trip, I believe, coming up. Hope you have a good time. Knuckles says, I'm Jet the Hawk. I think I'm really cool and I don't clean my room. Although if you're talking night, my sleeping schedule, Night the Owl. There you have it. Knuckles is Jet the Hawk. You know what? I don't disagree there. I don't disagree with you, Knuckles. You are definitely a Jet the Hawk. Kiana the Hedgehog says, personally, I'm more of a Night the Owl because I always stay up late playing games and watching TV. Makes sense. Karma Collector says, personally, I'm more of a mixture of the two since I normally have to get up early some mornings to travel to work. And on some nights, I can stay up until late. But most of the time, I feel very tired when I come home from work. So effectively, I am neither a rooster nor a night owl, so to speak. I'm trying to think of, like, what bird represents the middle of the day? If it's not a rooster and it's not an owl. A duck. I'm gonna say a duck. No one says, be a morning duck or an evening duck. If you're a duck, you're just a duck. Sonic Trainer, a chicken is a rooster, darn it. Or vice versa. Rowan says, I'm more of a Night the Owl person since I wake up when the sun goes down. Ooh, you've got a proper night schedule then. Sonic Trainer says, I'm definitely Night the Owl personality-wise, and I like staying up late. Good to hear. Be a Night the Owl if you can help it. Not necessarily staying up late, but taking things easy going. I think it's about time. That's right. It's time for a music fight. Every week, or almost every week, I pit two songs against each other in the popularity pit. And only one may come out on top. Last week, I pit Cybertrack Act 1 from Sonic Advance 3 against Cryptic Castle from Shadow the Hedgehog. I put it up to vote, and you voted with 62% of the vote. Here is your victor for the week. Here is your Music Fight champion. Again, that was your winner, Cybertrack Act 1 from Sonic Advance 3. Thanks to everyone who voted. Next week, your contestants are a bit of an odd duo. You've got Map from Sonic's EduSoft, an unreleased game, alongside True Heroics from Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games 3DS version. Bit of an oddball choice, but you can go ahead and get your vote in now. I have deployed links in chat. Get your vote in if you would like. And I will let you know your winner next week. We've got some more requests coming up. We've got a duo, including one from Hasbo Me and one from Mio. This is probably the single most Nintendo-heavy segment we've got tonight. I'm gonna say this is majority Nintendo. So let's jump right in, and here is some Smash Bros. Ultimate. Enjoy! Hey, welcome back. Our little quartet there is Cass's theme from Smash Brothers Ultimate, requested by Hasbomi. Followed up by Secret Course Sky and Sea, one that I recognize specifically for the darn Sandbird special stage in Super Mario Sunshine, requested by Mio. Followed up by Crimson Eagle from Sonic Lost World, and The Roost from Animal Crossing New Horizons. I learned something today while I was using the Nintendo Music app, which is if you use the app and play one of their Animal Crossing playlists, it'll automatically adjust the playlist based on what hour it is, so that, like, I put it on for lunch at 1 o'clock and was like, oh, it's 1 o'clock, I'm gonna play the 1 o'clock track. So that was that was amusing and delightful to find out. But what else is amusing and delightful, not amusing and delightful, is some spin boxes that you guys sent me. We've got a handful, including one from Sonic Trainer, who asks, favorite tornado biplane design? I like the classic. I've firmly established myself here that I am a real classic SOB in as far as Sonic goes. So I like that old classic Sonic biplane design. But if I'm gonna give a second place, it's probably going to be not like the actual plane itself, but the mech walker mode for the Cyclone. Like I like the design of that mech walker. The big crazy double legs stomping around and shooting guns and stuff. Like and that's true for both the Tails one and the Eggman one. I like those big leg designs in Sonic Adventure 2 for the mechs. It's like you'd think if you were designing a mecha, you probably want arms or something. But no, just have big stompy legs. Just have big stompy legs. Froggy in chat brings up, what about the X-Tornado? The X-Tornado doesn't even look like the X-Tornado just looks like, I don't know, it's we made a ship, or we took a more conventional jet and then, I don't know, maybe put legs on it or something. It's very awkward and weird, and I don't get what they were going for aesthetically for it, or why they decided to change it to a different plane. Like, that, it's the weirdest choice to me. I do not get that decision to make it a mildly more conventional aircraft, because it's a Sonic. It's Sonic. You don't need them conventional in that way. Thank you for the email. Escape says, I assume the Sonic X wanted to be a mech anime. I don't know if it's even I don't even know if it's like... It's not even much of a mech, to be honest. Like, it's just like, you get a biplane and not a biplane. You get, like, a jet that has legs. It's the weirdest thing. Dodo asks, do birds need passports to fly across the border? No, they do not. But they need passports to land. That's the trick. Thank you for the mail, and thank you for these requests from Glimmer and Ratchet25 Tex. Let's head over to some Sonic Freeriders, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Hey, welcome back. That was Metropolis Speedway from Sonic's Free Riders, requested by Glimmer. Also, shouting out a happy birthday to Glimmer, who is celebrating their birthday this week. Following that up with E-Stadium from Sonic Racing Crossworlds, as requested by Ratchet25Tex. Wrapping it up with Rival Jet from Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. It's about time for another quiz tonight, and our second quiz of the evening is yet another Quizone. If it'll come up there we go. That's a Quizone. That's how we Quizone it. As always with the Quizone, you can guess in chat if you want to. If you don't want to guess in chat, we'll let you know the answer afterwards. Go ahead and test your Sonic trivia skills with this question. And it's one about none other than Flicky. Your second question for the evening is, in the classic arcade game Flicky, scattered chicks will either zigzag left or right or continuously run in one direction. How can you determine which chicks will run in one direction? There's a tell. Do you know that tell? In the meantime, I've got two Flicky tracks for you because they are very short, so get your guesses in, and I'll let you know the answer after these. Hey, welcome back. That was name entry and round start / main background music from the arcade version of Flicky. We got some good guesses in chat. The question once again is, in the classic arcade game Flicky, scattered chicks will either zigzag left or right or continuously run in one direction. How can you determine which chicks will run in one direction? Dodo got it this time. Chicks will run in one direction if they're wearing sunglasses. The only time they'll turn around is if they hit a wall. I can't remember if they all will also turn around if they hit a ledge, but definitely if they hit a wall is when they will turn around. But they will just keep running if they are wearing sunglasses. The radical 90s chicks will not turn around. They will push forward. Hope you enjoyed. That's our final quiz for the evening. Let's go ahead and put our quiz board away. We've got a couple more pieces of mail for you, and we're going to say about 2 more requests by the end of the night. So let's jump in. We've got one from Sonic Trainer, and we've got another from Froggy DX. Hey, we've got a shout out from Froggy DX shouting out their father's birthday. So happy birthday to Froggy DX's father, and a sincere and we'll say humble posthumous birthday to their uncle as well. And wishing a happy birthday to both. So here are our songs. Let's kick it off with some Tails Adventure, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Hey, welcome back. That was Battle Fortress from Tails Adventure, requested by Sonic Trainer, followed up by Free, the main theme of Sonic Free Riders, requested by Froggy DX, followed up by the Angry Birds theme, Subway Surfers vs. Angry Birds Remix, wrapping it up with Ostrich Bonanza from Donkey Kong Bonanza. We're getting close to the end of the night, but we still have a couple spin boxes for you, including one from Rowan XD, who asks, if they decide to introduce a new character that was a bird, which type of bird do you think it would be? I want the new Falco Falco Lombardi from Star Fox with the effed up legs. With, like, the effed up real bird legs. With, like, the birds with their backwards knees. I want him to have, like, backwards knees and have, like, way too realistic feathering on him. That's what I want. No, I don't know. Toucan would probably be pretty good. I want a bird that would have, like, an atypical body type for a Sonic character. Like, one that wouldn't necessarily fit into the standard mold of what you would expect a Sonic character. Like, maybe like a stork with just big, long legs. Or Kabuki says seagull. Seagull would be an interesting one. Or like a pelican with a big beak. Froggy DX says bald eagle. Reminds me of, like, the character from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Who just was like I guess a superhero in that mythology? So it's just someone who looks different and weird. If you're gonna have him be a bird, have him look different and weird. Don't have him fit into the same mold as, like, a jet. Just have him look like a little bit too much like an animal. Or at least, even if it's just like a cartoon animal. Either that or, I don't know, just start throwing ducks in there. Just, like, if I know anything about the history of comics and cartoons, our go-to for animals is ducks. And then have it be... have a weird encounter with Starline. And just have that be strange and awkward. Since he is a platypus, right? That's his thing. He is a platypus, right? Right? I think so. Someone will tell me if I'm wrong in chat. Knuckles is giving me the confirmation. Yes, he is a platypus. Okay, cool. We got 3 more songs for you. Well, we technically have more than 3 more songs, but this is our last segment of songs. We have done all of our requests. So I've gone with some retro stuff to wrap things up. Enjoy this trio of retro tunes. Most of which are duck-related. So it all ties together. This first one's not duck-related, but I suspect you'll like it anyway. Enjoy. Here's some Sonic 3D Blast. Oh. Hold on. I forgot there was another mail. Knuckles asks, your task with bringing the Battle Cuckoo Empire back to Sonic. How do you go about doing that? And how they fit into modern Sonic? This is included in remaking a Tails Adventure, or just expecting people to have played it in Origins and given it a total reboot? Remake Tails Adventure? Sure. I might be the only person who really wants a Tails Adventure remake. Like, let's not pretend that Tails Adventure is not has not particularly aged great, but I find it endlessly novel. I just continue to find it novel. As a Sonic-themed Metroidvania. Start with, like, a comic. Start with a comic, and then do the thing that I want out of the next major 3D Sonic, which is to say, have like a bunch of side, like build out a big open world and then have a bunch of side missions and side enemies that you can fight against. Like, don't have me fight against Shadow again. Just have Jet decide to be a jerk and be like, oh, I guess I have to beat up Jet on the quest to stop whatever Dr. Eggman's next big thing is. And then, for some reason, like, the Zeti are robbing a bank and you have to stop them. Like, just like weird Arkham City nonsense. Just like, Sonic has to take down the few enemies he has, so we modernized some other enemies. And just have them be one of the factions that you periodically have to deal with. Anyhow, here's Green Grove. You already started to hear it. Hey, welcome back. That was Green Grove Act 2 from Sonic 3D Blast, followed up by Quackerjack's Bridge from Darkwing Duck NES. Wrapping it up with Holy Moly, It's Duck from Dynamite Ducks, the arcade game. Hey, y'all. It's time to wrap up this thing for the evening. Thank you, everyone who tuned in to watch. I sincerely appreciate it, and I hope you had a good time. That said, hey, if you enjoyed the show, give it a like, give the subscribe, the follow, whatever you do on whatever platform you're watching it on. But more significantly, hey, if you enjoyed the show, word of mouth is always the best way to share something about it. Just, if you think you know someone else who would probably like the show, let them know. Let them know. Let them know that they can request songs, that they can do trivia, that they can get shout-outs or whatever they want on here. And it should be a good time. That said, all good times must come to an end. Thus is the case now. And with that, hey, my opinions are my own, but the show broadly is under the banner of Sonic Stadium over at sonicstadium.org, one of the internet's longest-running Sonic fan communities. We've got plenty of coverage over there right now. So much stuff going on. Lots of news, lots of discussion on our forums. Plus, of course, we have a fancy little Discord server. You can join and chat with people like me. If you ever wanted to bug me directly, I'm over there all the dang time. That said, we're going to close things off tonight with, I'll call it the Yuji Naka special. Let's end things on a Yuji Naka special. I've got a song from a little game called Billy Hatcher. Billy Hatcher had a different name conceptually for a little while. Billy Hatcher had Yuji Naka had some thoughts on what the name of that game could or should be. Based on an understanding of what chicken in English could mean. So with that, we're just gonna close it off with Chant This Charm. Enjoy, and welcome to the weekend.
Good morning, hey, listen to me.
wouldn't be a true Sega Sonic Radio if I didn't send you out with a weekend vibe. Hey, we got to see this game series pop up at the end of Summer Game Fest, so let's head over to the perfect version.